Hey guys, coming back to you here, Sweet Willie's Barbecue, and I'm going to do a little special video that I never, on a product really, that I never thought I would own. Never in the world. I always made fun of these grills and just can't believe I bought one, but here's the reason I bought one, and what I'm talking about is this pellet grill here. This is the Pit Boss Tailgater, and we'll give you a good look at it here in just a minute. But the reason that I bought this particular pellet grill is my son plays football at a small college in Indiana, and I was finding myself going to the football games or whatever, and just seeing, for me, it wasn't the same, not cooking barbecue or whatever. So I started looking and watching a lot of YouTube videos on different pellet grills, small pellet grills that you can load in the bed of your truck. And Pit Boss, to me, looked to be the best thought out smoker, as far as, the legs fold up. It's got wheels on it that I can roll around still in my truck bed. It's got a decent size hopper. I want to say it's 8 to 10 pounds. I'll correct myself here in a minute if I'm wrong for the pellet size on the hopper. But yeah, it just seemed to be the best grill. It looks like I can get 3 racks of ribs in this thing. I can probably get a whole brisket and a couple pork butts in there, and with hamburgers and chicken and all that, there's plenty of tailgate food options that I can throw on this thing. So that was one of the decisions why I decided to go with Pit Boss. And 2 was I pretty much stole it. I just can't believe I only paid $175 for this thing new in the box. So I'm very pleased with that. And so yeah, it was fairly simple to put together. I'm just getting ready to prime it for the first time. So let me take you through this grill for what I know already, and show you what I got. So okay, here we go. Here's the Pit Boss. If you can see down here on the legs, all you have to do is this bar right here. You'll pull up on that bar and the legs will fold up in. And there we go. There's the bar for the other side. So you just pull up on that spring-loaded bar, and the legs fold up, and you'll have the wheels as feet, and then here on the end, these become the feet on the end when the legs are rolled up in there. Kind of neat, a little grease bucket. It's embossed with their logo. They've got these liners in here. I can't pull it out right now, but you can kind of see how it's just a disposable aluminum foil pan that slips right down in the bucket. But I think I'm going to stick with my idea that I use. Is I just put one of the grocery store plastic shopping bag down in there, throw a couple paper towels in there, and the cleanup is easy. Yeah, I definitely don't like messing with the grease or whatever, so by doing it this way, all you gotta do is pull that plastic grocery bag out of the grease bucket and tie it up, and you're good to go. So looking here on the back side, it doesn't have a traditional smokestack. Why that is, I'm really not sure. I'm sure it's just because of the size of it, but as you can see, here's where all the smoke and heat will exit out the back, and it's got a deflector shield on the top of it, so we'll see how that goes. The body, the one thing that I thought about this, would it be so chintzy and flimsy of metal? And if you listen, it's not like my cooker on the other side of the Cadillac over there. That's, I think that's 3/8 inch, if I remember correctly, and a 1/2 inch, firebox door. But hey, for little portable, cooker or whatever, for taking to tailgate events or whatever, this isn't too bad. So the weight of it is not bad at all. You know, I shouldn't have an issue pulling it in and out of the truck. And the one thing that I really liked about this pellet grill is, so you can see Pit Boss here. You know, it wasn't a name that I was familiar with. You know, everybody's familiar with the name Traeger. And with the Traegers, you look at their control board, they're pretty plain control board. Now this is a dial. You know, I don't have up and down arrows or whatever, but I'm kind of liking this idea of being able to dial that in. But what I was impressed with the most is there is 2 meat probes that can be plugged in to the Pit Boss there, and you know, monitoring your meat there. Right here on the side, if there it is, there's the hole that you would put your temperature probes through. And then what I typically do too, so I don't lose any smoke or anything out of there, is I'll stuff a little piece of aluminum foil in there, so you know, kind of keep that escaping smoke and heat in there. But yeah, anyways, I thought that was kind of cool, really, to have that display. Now there was one other grill that I was looking at that was Wi-Fi controlled, and I was thinking, you know, that'd be the route to go, because I'm used to messing around with controllers like that whenever I had my gravity-fed smoker. But the thing about this is, I'm going to be with this cooker the whole time it's cooking. You know, it's going to be up on the tailgate here of my truck, and so I really don't think that I would need the Wi-Fi. But I don't know, time will tell. We'll see what happens with it. But so let's take a look here at the top side. It's got a little thermometer here, and we'll see how accurate that is here after a bit. But I've seen some videos that show, you know, you just got to remember that the needle portion of the thermometer, you know, is up higher than what the grates are, so it will be a little bit different. So here, these grates, so they're coated, and you know, they're round bar, and I was kind of impressed with that they didn't give you a cheap, you know, grill grate or whatever. But the one thing that I really liked with this Pit Boss is, if you notice, so here's your heat deflector shield. So if you take this and slide that back, you can direct sear a steak or what have you, just like a regular gas grill, barbecue grill, whatever, you know. But the nice thing about this is you can do a reverse sear. So what that means is I can put a steak in here or a chunk of meat in here to smoke for a few hours or whatever, and then finish it off by searing it. You know, turning the temperature up to, you know, high, which I believe is around 500, 550 or whatever, and just getting a final sear. And this is where, you know, you can bring the product grill grates in and put them in your Pit Boss smoker, and use the grill grates to help you out there as well with that reverse sear. But I do see that there is brackets for like a top rack. Obviously that must be an option, because I'm looking at all my parts and I definitely don't have another rack in here, so we'll have to check that out. And I gotta be honest, I don't even know that I would use it if it would be worthwhile to have. So I'm not sure. We'll have to watch some other videos and see what kind of things that they get into. Quickly on the lid, I do see, which I'm sure you can too, there's some gaps here, but I'm sure I can get some high heat tape to put around those seals there, so we won't lose, you know, a lot of smoke and heat. But we'll see about that. I'm sure there's modification videos out there to the Pit Bosses. But yeah, we can definitely take a look at, you know, fixing some of that stuff so we don't lose a bunch of heat. But yeah, for pretty much, I'm impressed here with, you know, what it is and how it operates. I definitely have to look at priming, and I've seen several videos on, you know, priming it in the first startup, and I know we have to burn it off first, but yeah, so far, you know, just getting it together, I'm pretty happy with it. So what I plan to do now is just read a little bit about getting this thing primed and burning off the oils from the factory. But yeah, whenever I get this thing loaded up with pellets, and get it fired up, I'll come back, or maybe I'll come back for the firing up of it. So we'll see you in a minute. But what we're doing now is we've done the initial power up on the smoker, and I'm holding down the prime button right now to fill up the hopper, or the burn chamber if you will, so the pellet will start burning. And I'm supposed to fill that burn chamber with pellets, and then they'll start burning. So we'll go ahead and watch this process for a little bit. See that getting red down in there, so those pellets are burning right now, so we are good to go. What I'm going to do first is reinstall my deflector shield and my cooking grates to burn it off. So I'm going to turn everything off. Once I get that installed back on, I'll come back with you. So I went through the initial startup phase, just as I suspected. I don't know if you guys can see it with the light, but there's got some areas that aren't sealed very well. You can still see here on the side. Not the back, but on the initial startup phase, the smoke. We'll get a look. It's a nice looking display. This is once the light smoke dissipates for the initial burn off, turn it to 350, and we'll burn this for up to 40 minutes. So, but yeah, that display head is nice, easy to read. Now for this piece set right here, what that is for, apparently that controls the auger speed. So right now it's on a P setting of 4, which in the book, you know, it'll tell you so many revolutions per minute or whatever that auger is going to spin. So for right now, I'm just going to leave it at the factory setting, and we'll see if that takes care of us. But you can see the thermometer here is working pretty good. We're getting up there to 350, climbing pretty quick. So I can smell some, you know, oils or whatever. I'm not sure if that's the lighter that's smelling, or if that's just the oils that are burning off. So anyways, I'll give you a side view here. So I don't know what the measurements are, but standing, you know, beside the smoker, I don't know, the pellet box comes just below my hips. So just trying to give you a sense of height. I don't know, this handle's just right below my hips here. So, you know, it doesn't sit that high off of the ground, and it looks like it's going to be easy enough to get it in and out of the truck, folding the legs down, but time will tell on that, so we'll see. Go right here to the back side, and I just got it plugged into the house right now. So the one thing that I am curious about, and this is where I struggle with knowing electricity the way that I should. So the book mentioned powering the unit while you're out and about. And they say you could switch over to a DC power and use the inverter. And I'm going to try, while this thing's still climbing, to find that setting. I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm trying to figure out if I need to buy a little generator, or if I can just get a DC plug and use that plug to run it off my cigarette lighter in my vehicle. And if I go that route, will that drain my battery in my car too quickly? So I should just get, you know, an inverter. So I'm gonna look that information up, and I'll be back with you in a minute to share that with you. So if we read the directions here on the road, disconnect the igniter from the main wiring harness, use the manual startup procedure. And I believe that manual startup procedure was that I just take pellets and dump them into the burn pot instead of feeding them with the auger. I have to check on that. But the Pit Boss unit can operate using a 12-volt 100-watt inverter plugged into an automobile outlet. To use the automatic igniter, it is recommended to use a minimum of 1,000-watt inverter. So okay, all you electricians out there, or guys that just know any better, this is definitely one of my weaknesses of not knowing. You know, if I use this route, is it gonna, you know, pull down my car battery? Or I'm sure a lot of you guys out there right now are going, oh no, you're good to go. But for me, what it's really seeming is that I should go the little generator route and not have to worry about it. But hey, if you drop some comments below and let me know, you know, is it that simple just to be able to operate it that way and not have to worry about my car battery or my car running, you know, for the whole time I'm going to cook, or what? Let me know in the comments what you guys would do. So the other thing that I did find, if you give me a minute here to turn the page, is I did find that that auger setting. And here's those P settings right there. And you can see the asterisk by the P4. That's the auger cycles, how fast it's turning to dump pellets into that burn pot. So anyways, if I would ever see a need to change that, I guess if you really want to get high temperatures, the amount of fuel that's fed, you're going to need the fuel to be fed quicker. So I'm assuming that's where that's going to come into play. So we'll see what P4 gets us. And like I say, the first time that I use this is going to be, you know, cooking basic stuff. You know, we'll do some spatchcock chickens, or, you know, burgers and ribs and stuff like that. And then, you know, for the night games, that's where we'll get a little longer cook going with some pork butter, some brisket or whatever. I'm just going to have to play around here at home to see what kind of times that I have to do, if I'm going to have to do it hot and fast, or if, you know, I have time to do it, you know, at 250, and see what kind of time it takes. So hey, when this thing is done burning off, I'll come back with you later. What I did is I've got some chicken wings in there that I'm hoping to cook up today on this, and I also have some steaks that I may try to do a reverse sear on with this the first time through. Smoke the steaks for a little bit, and then try to do a reverse sear. So we'll play around a little bit with it. Anyways, I think I get at least a couple videos for cooking wise off of this. So stay tuned, and we'll see how it does. So I wanted to come back with you. It seems whenever that fan really kicks on, we start to dump more pellets and get a lot more smoke out of there. And that's what I'm kind of curious about, is what kind of smoke flavor I'm going to get with messing around with this because obviously with my big stick burner, I'm burning nothing but wood. Now this is wood pellets that I'm burning, but I'm just wondering what kind of smoke flavor I'm going to get off of this. So hang in there, we'll check it out here in a minute. Doing a pretty good job of cooking these wings up. I don't know if you guys can, there you go, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but you do get some smoke out of them. So we'll have to see what kind of flavor really gets in the wings from the smoke, but so far I was, like I said, I was a little skeptical at first, but right now, making a believer out of me. We'll see. See you back here in a minute whenever we glaze them. Well, here you go. Here's the finished product. Didn't do too bad. Got a couple hot spots, but whenever you put all those sugars on there too from that glaze, you know, you're gonna get some of that. But I'd say overall, I'm pretty pleased with the way this thing has turned out. Gotta definitely find a way to do some cleaning. You know, I thought about wrapping it with foil, but with this diffuser plate here, whenever you grill things, I want to be able to move that. So we'll see. We'll play around with it a little bit, see what happens. But yeah, for the most part, this thing has done a nice job. So we'll see you back here later whenever we do some steaks on it. Alright guys, we're back for the second cook later in the day. It's I don't know, 5 o'clock or so, and my wife found these bad boys on sale the other day, so she went ahead and purchased them, and I thought, well, let's try to give them an hour of smoke and then do a reverse sear on them. So I've got the I hope you can see with the sunlight, because that's pretty bright on my back patio, but I hope you can see that. I've got it set to 250. I'm showing about 255 on it right now. And I think just because I had the lid open, we're a little bit lower here on the thermometer. But anyways, those are pretty thick T-bones, so again, I'm going to try smoking them for an hour, and then I'm going to crank that controller up to high. So I believe that's around 500 or whatever. Try to do a reverse sear on them and see how that goes. But we'll come back when we're ready to do that reverse sear. So we'll see you in a little bit. All right, guys. So we're back. So I got the steaks off. Real good. I'm going to get a temp on them here in just a second, but I wanted to show you, I pulled one of the grates off to the side, and the neat thing about this is to do a reverse sear. We're going to slide that deflector shield all the way over. You can see the wire burn down there, and then we're going to turn this up to high. So we're this come up to hopefully around 500 degrees. We'll see how hot it gets, and then whenever we go to put the steaks back on, we'll show you that. But let's get they've been on, these steaks have smoked for an hour, so let's see if we can get a temp here for you. So really, these steaks are done now medium at 128, so I just want to put a, that one's a little higher, it's a smaller steak though, so really that one's showing even more. So I let them go past a little bit, but we'll see what they do for the reverse sear. I like them medium, steak medium rare, but my wife likes them more done, so we'll see what happens with it. But I'm just going to do a quick reverse sear just to give them some char on the outside, so it won't be long, maybe 2 or 3 minutes on each side, and we'll call it done. So we'll be back whenever we start to do that. So alright guys, so it's literally only been maybe 1 or 2 minutes since I put that on high, and it's fluctuating, you know, the 505 to 520 is the highest that I've seen it go to. So I think we're at temp. So we're going to go ahead and put these steaks back on here, and you can see again fire pot open there. So we're going to throw these steaks on, and we're going to reverse sear these for, like I said, a few minutes on each side, and call that done. See if I can do this holding the camera without dumping a steak. That would be bad. That steak's gonna get the direct, so I gotta watch that steak since it's right below. But we'll see how these other two do. I just may have to rotate, but I'll watch them. I'll be back with you here in a minute. So guys, again, the only comment that I'm gonna make, and I know you can see that without me even getting closer, is I think what I need to do is to put some heat tape or whatever around that door to seal it up a little bit. So we definitely lose a lot of smoke, and I'm sure heat. And as you can see, like I think I mentioned earlier whenever I was assembling the smoker, there's no smokestack, so this is how the smoke comes out of the back of the tailgater on this model. So there's kind of like a little deflector shield on the top of those exhaust holes or whatever. So yeah, maybe that's a mod somebody has already done, and I'll find a video someplace on YouTube about how to do it. But yeah, so far I think we're gonna flip these steaks here and see how they look. We'll be back in a minute. All right, so we're back. We've got them done on the reverse sear, and we're gonna take a look here and show you what they look like, how they turn out, and put the temp probe to them so you can see that, and we'll go from there. So here we go. Here's the steaks. Here's how they look for the reverse sear. Let's probe this and see what kind of temp we got. I believe we were at 130 before. So yeah, this might be a little done for some, 153. But I think for our family it'll work out good. So maybe next time I try this, I just do maybe a half hour of smoke, and then do the reverse sear, either that or I'll lower the temp maybe down to 200 and try that. But anyways, they look great, they smell great, that's for sure. So we'll see how they look cut up. I'll snap a picture and maybe throw that in. So hey, whenever we're done, we've got some corn casserole going, we've got some Brussels sprouts in the oven, so we're gonna have a good Labor Day dinner here. So we'll be back with you after a bit to finalize this video. Talk to you then. All right, guys, so let's finish up this video here. So had 2 cooks today on that Pit Boss, and I'm pretty happy with it. I think especially with the collapsible legs, it being able to be wheeled up in the back of my pickup truck, hauling it to football games or whatever. Just really the flavor that the cooker puts off, and yeah, just the ease of use, really. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased. Those steaks turned out phenomenal. I think next time, instead of smoking them at 250 for an hour, I'm gonna try there's a smoke setting on there. I think it's around 180 degrees that you use whenever you initially start up the smoker. That I'm gonna try next time for roughly, half hour, 45 minutes, and then we'll do that reverse sear and see how that turns out. But most of all, I mean, the thing works great. I got a great deal on it. I don't regret buying it. I think we'll get a lot of use out of it at football games and events. I mean, the sky's the limit with this little pit being able to take it anywhere we go. So again, if you got suggestions or anything that you would like to see us do, comment down in the comment section, and subscribe, and hit the like button and the bell, and that'll alert you whenever we post a new video. Also, I know I got a couple comments. People want to see me do a brisket, so I'm gonna try to do that. I'm definitely gonna do it on the pit behind me, the Shirley fabrication smoker. I think I'd get a lot better results on that, but I could do, I could go out and get a cheaper brisket and throw it on that Pit Boss and just see how it does. Do a couple videos and just maybe compare. So anyways, we'll be doing that, and I think we're definitely going to do some ribs on that little Pit Boss as well. But hey, it was a lot of fun today, Labor Day, just hanging out with family or whatever, and just having a nice holiday. So I hope you had the same. Until the next video, we'll see you guys.